what workplace would you be able to see 20 men nude all the time if you wanted to? And all of a sudden, you know, when you're slapping blokes on the bum and just having a bit of fun, what would that do to a man in there when you actually work out, oh, wait a second.
Western Bulldogs player Jason Ackermanis argued in a newspaper column that gay players should stay in the closet, partly because they could cause discomfort in the locker room if their sexual preferences were known.
The Melbourne Chargers are Melbourne's first gay rugby union team. Club president and player Ben Lankin says the AFL has a lot of catching up to do in tackling homophobia in sport.
The community, in particular the gay community, would be looking to the AFL to come out and say they're doing all they can to make football environments an easier place for people to come out and to express themselves the way that they should be able to.
I would like a gay AFL elite footballer, a champion if there is one, and I don't know there is, to come out publicly, because I think that would do more to attack homophobia than anything. It's happened in rugby league. I'd like to see it happen in AFL.
We need a circuit breaker, and we're not going to get it from mealy-mouthed, half-assed, sort of programs coming out of the AFL. And they are half-assed. Make no mistake about it.
It's midday. Good afternoon. I'm Matt Thompson with Joy News. Joy 94.9 is teaming up with the AFL in a special 2-hour live broadcast today, which aims at addressing the issue of respectful relationships in sport. The broadcast,
Joy
which will be hosted.
Joy at the G. A discussion on the initiatives for developing and maintaining respectful relationships in sport. Sponsored by the AFL. Joy 94.9, live from the MCG.
From the home of sport here in Australia, this is Joy 94.9. Dr. Carolyn Simons from Victoria University joins us now. She's a senior lecturer in the School of Sport.
Professional sport's got some way to go in Australia.
So who should lead the way in this?
The AFL could take a bigger splash than what they're doing. Whenever you're looking at LGBT inclusion, you have to be explicit, you have to name it, and you have to be proactive about challenging homophobia.
You're suggesting that just saying respect diversity is not enough?
That's right. I think you need a tailored, targeted program that looks at homophobia.
And only then can you really make the difference?
That's right.
Unless they actually specifically mention gays and lesbians, unless they specifically address programs towards gays and lesbians, as they have done on the issue of race, as they have done towards women in the game, they will not be addressing the problem.
A groundbreaking advertising campaign to tackle homophobia is set to hit our television screens.
In the changing room.
You'd be loving this, mate, wouldn't you?
In the workplace.
Hey, Princess, where's your tiara today?
And at school.
Get that thing off your neck. We don't all need to hear about it.
The series of advertisements show everyday scenes that for gay, lesbian, bisexual or transgender people can be a constant struggle.
So who is it this week, a guy or a girl? Haven't you made your mind up?
Anna Brown joins us. She is the spokesperson for the No to Homophobia campaign. Welcome.
Thank you.
If the AFL decided to play these advertisements on the big screen at the MCG and give you $200,000 for the rights to do so, would you say no to it?
Of course not. Yeah.
This morning, the AFL, together with the state government, are launching a new campaign about homophobia in the community, but also in the AFL. Not everybody, though, is happy. Rob Mitchell is a member of the State Department of Sport's Governance and Inclusion Project. Morning to you, Rob.
Good morning, John.
Pretty impressive. Hundreds of thousands of dollars being spent on a public campaign. What is there to say that's wrong about this?
Well, you're completely incorrect. There's actually not hundreds of thousands of dollars being spent on this campaign at all. The reality is they're doing sweet FA. Andrew Demetriou and the rest of his team, Adrian Anderson and Sue Clark, who has carriage of the Respect and Responsibility Project, who should resign because they're not doing anything around this.
So you're accusing them of lip service and tokenism, effectively. Let's cut to the chase.
Well, absolutely. And it's not even tokenism. I mean, if you speak to the AFL Players Association today, you'll find out that they've not been involved in this at all. It's totally ridiculous.
The fact that they're not game, I suppose, to come out and declare their sexuality shows that there's a real problem in the AFL.
A brave suburban footballer is putting pressure on the AFL to stand up and support openly gay players. Jason Ball wants the No to Homophobia.
A Yarra Glen footballer has launched a campaign against homophobia in the game. After coming out himself,
a young gay
Jason
footballer
Ball
is making a stand against homophobia in the AFL. 24-year-old Jason Ball is calling for a national pride round, similar to the Indigenous.
An openly gay footballer is calling on the AFL to address homophobia. Victorian country footballer Jason Ball says it's time for the big league to promote a message of acceptance. He's launched a campaign calling on the AFL to screen an anti-homophobia advertisement.
The Victorian country footballer's push to fight homophobia in his sport has led to the AFL agreeing to air an awareness ad during the finals. Jason Ball's online petition against gay discrimination in the game attracted more than 25,000 signatures.
In a football first, the AFL will air anti-homophobia advertising on the big screen before the preliminary finals. It's a victory for a trailblazing gay footballer who started an online campaign.
His story struck a chord with thousands, and now the AFL has taken notice.
2 weeks ago, Jason Ball called on the AFL to embrace homosexuality. As the first openly gay footballer, he knows statistically he can't be alone, even in the AFL.
Do something about it.
This is a good first step to make sure that we can, over time, shift attitudes. And if we can shift attitudes, not just within our industry, but across the community, that would be a positive.
It is 22 minutes before 8 on 3AW. The AFL will broadcast No to Homophobia advertisements on the big screen at tonight's Sydney Collingwood preliminary final as part of a major push to stamp out discrimination. We welcome Jason Ball, player with the Yarra Glen Football League. Jason is gay. Good morning to you, Jason.
Good morning.
Is this a result of your campaign?
It probably helped. I think, 26,000 signatures on the petition at change.org probably was a good indication to the AFL that the community do want to see this and that they're ready for change.
Gay rights campaigners have welcomed the decision but say there's still work to be done.
This is the beginning with the AFL.
While the petition's been a runaway success, what's really important to this young footballer is the public support he's received. He hopes the stand he's taken will serve as a positive example for other young players.
If I had have known of stories like this, if I had have known of that it could be different, it could be positive, that would have made a world of difference to me.
Andrew Demetriou wouldn't be drawn on how the league plans to tackle the issue further, denying the ads are an empty gesture.
We're not in the business of tokenism, we're not in the business of doing things for spin, and we're certainly not in the business of doing anything for PR purposes.
We will continue to apply pressure to the AFL to create change in this space. That is a commitment that I make to our listeners because they can be pivotal in creating change against homophobia.